Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, the elders of GMS as well. Peace and salutation to the elect. My name is Anah. I'm back with another video. It's titled The Middle East is Being Prepared for War. So I got an article and some scriptures pulled up. We'll jump right into it. It says U.S. moves forces closer to Israel and Lebanon amid concerns of escalating cross-border fire. So there's a lot been happening over here in the Middle East regarding Israel and these different Palestinian peoples in the area, right? We have Hezbollah, Lebanon, Hamas, different people backed by Iran. So there's a lot going on over there in the area. It says in this picture here, smoke billows during the Israeli bombardment on the village of King in South Lebanon near the border with Israel on June 19, 2024. It says the U.S. is moving forces closer to Israel and Lebanon amid concerns of escalating cross-border fire. According to two U.S. officials, including forces able to carry out an evacuation of American citizens. It says the USS Wasp is an amphibious ready group, which includes the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit, moved into the Mediterranean Sea on Wednesday, the Navy said. The deployment was part of a long-planned effort, one official said. Whatever the case may be, the Middle East has been prepared for war. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, right? According to scriptures, it says, but the concerns of escalation between Israel and Hezbollah led the U.S. to move the ships further into the eastern Mediterranean. The second official said, as Israeli officials have said, they are prepared for instant action in southern Lebanon. Right, we've been hearing talks of that all over the world. We have Putin with his warships near Cuba, threatening, saying he's ready for instant actions if the need be. And now we have U.S. saying we have our stuff over here ready for instant action if the need be, right? On Thursday, the State Department once again urged American citizens to strongly reconsider travel to Lebanon, warning that the security environment remains complex and can change quickly. And that's true. But we understand that these prophecies must come to pass. But they can spark off and have little proxy wars or different skirmishes among themselves, which they already have. It says the U.S. has not ordered an evacuation of U.S. citizens from Lebanon, called a non-combatant evacuation, but the White House has planned for the possibility. So that's why they're saying these ships and amphibious vehicles are over there in case of evacuation is needed. It says the Wasp ARG, which deployed at the beginning of June, includes the amphibious assault ship USS Wasp, amphibious transport dock ship USS New York, and dock landing ship USS Oak Hill. The Oak Hill was already in the region after transitioning the Strait of Gibraltar on June 18th, the Navy said Thursday. NBC first reported the movement of U.S. forces. The 24th MEU, which operates from the USS Wasp, is capable of carrying out special operations, and one of its mission's essential tasks is its ability to execute an evacuation. So it can go to war and it can pull up out of war. In 2006, from the last war between Israel and Hezbollah, the State Department ordered a non-combatant evacuation for American citizens in Lebanon, ultimately evacuating approximately 15,000 Americans in about 2 weeks. That happened in 2006. So, second address, 15. The second address 15 and 29. It says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out many. I will start at 28. It says, behold, the second address 15 and 28. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east. Right, so it's coming from the east, which will be, we know, over there in Armageddon. It would Iran, Russia, over in the Middle East, the Levant region. It says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and these are the Arabians, the Arab people, with many chariots, that's men of war, and the multitudes of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. So people will be afraid of this great army that's amassing over there in the Middle East, which would be the Arabians, Iran, and all of that, right? So, like I said, we can see this happening with different many Palestinian peoples and Arabians, Irans, and all those people going at it with Israel, basically. It says also the Armenians, which is Iran, raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Syrians, right? So we understand, according to prophecy in Ezekiel 38, that Russia is going to spearhead all these different individuals to go to war with Babylon the Great and also Israel, which is kind of smallly taking place now, but it hasn't gone into full-scale World War III yet. So the Syrians are the Babylonians, United States of America, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. Right, so this the Ishmaelites. It says, and then shall the dragons have their upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Right, so coming over here to persecute Babylon the Great, even the Israeli peoples. Then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power and shall flee. So they're gonna cause the Iranians, the Arabs, the Russians will cause some of the soldiers to flee. From the land of the Syrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings, right? So it's basically these people get into Babylon the Great and besiege them, and it consumes some of them. So take off, delete some of them, basically, and that could be through the migrant entering through the country through the different borders and things like that. We don't know how, but they will. Right? It says, behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storms. And storm, right? So these clouds are basically the armies, right? This whole thing right here is about war. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly. So these stars are talking about the nuclear missiles, These stars are talking about the nuclear missiles, right, that will be launched by Iran, Russia, and those different countries joined onto Russia to attack Babylon the Great and the land of Israel. It says, and dung of men unto the camels view, which just is dead bodies. It says, and there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon the earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them, right? And that's part of the Lord's judgment, right? And Jacob's trouble, all these things boil into, all the prophecies basically come together at the same time. The implication of the MOTB, Jacob's trouble, World War III, all that's going to take place at a rapid pace, pretty much. Famines and pestilence, pretty much going through it, but it all leads, one after the other. Plagues are not slack. So we got 2nd Esdras 16 and 37 to 39. It says, behold, this is 2nd Esdras 16, 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child and the knife might bring forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Right? So that's pretty much what's going to be happening once these things start to happen. Once Jacob's trouble come, civil war, famines, pestilence, NOTB, and ultimately World War III, leading up to the nuclear missiles, and Yahushua coming to redeem us. Revelation 16:13, it says, "And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet." The false prophet in the Roman Catholic Church, of course we know this is Esau, Edom, his beast system. It says, "For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty." Right? "Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon." Right? So that's what's happening. The Middle East has been prepared, which is Armageddon. And we're watching so that the day doesn't take us as a thief in the night. And even pursuant to Ezekiel 38, we understand the Most High is going to put a thought. Look at that. Into the mind of the president of Russia, and currently that's Putin. It says, Ezekiel 38:1, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, and Magog, which is Russia, the land of Russia, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O God, and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal." Right? So these are those other nations that joined unto Russia. "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." I'm trying to see. It says Ezekiel 38:10, it says, "Thus saith the Lord God, it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind. Thou shalt think an evil thought." Right? We understand that the Most High will use the spirits, to do his bidding and things like that. So he can send these spirits to put this thought into the mind of Putin to go ahead and just shoot the nukes on over. It says, "Lament for Babylon," Revelation 18:9. It says, "And the kings of the earth have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her, and they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, from when hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore." Right? So destruction of Babylon the Great will cause this. The merchants will be, standing far off seeing these things. Just like it said in 2nd Esdras 15, around the 32nd verse. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And Joel 2 is going into basically the missiles that's going to be shot over. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yet and nothing shall escape them." Right? So this is talking about the nuclear missiles. This is the day of the Lord, basically. Total destruction. It says, "A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them as a desolate wilderness, yet and nothing shall escape them." Right? So before the nuclear missiles hit, everything in the land is pretty much good. But after that, it'll be a desolate wilderness. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a fire fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain, all faces shall gather blackness, right? So these are the nuclear missiles. Let's get Alright, so we started at Revelation 9 and 16. Right, and this is John the Revelator receiving a vision and describing it the best that he could from what he was seeing. And he's talking about the missiles right now. Revelation 9 and 16, it says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. That's 200 million. You know, it's going into the nuclear warheads and the missiles. Basically, you got the ICBMs. And inside the ICBMs, the nuclear warhead, the cone of it, there's a set number amount of warheads that actually fit inside that cone. So it's not just one missile, it's many missiles that's going to break apart, you know, so it's a lot of missiles basically. It says, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them, so he's relating these missiles to horses. It says, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacket and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of the mouth issued fire and smoke and brimstone. And by these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issue out of their mouths. It says, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt, right? So basically, if you look at a nuclear missile, when it flies through, whatever, you got that trail of smoke following behind it because of the the power in it to push it across from where it was coming from. It says, for their power is in their mouth, and that goes into the fact that the power of the nuclear warheads are in the cone, the top part of the missile. Right, and as you can see how he described them as horses and smoke and brimstone and things like that. So as you can see, these are the same thing. So I read that again, Joel 2 and 4. It says, the appearance of them is the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain, all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the walls like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their rings. So these are once again talking about nuclear missiles. It says, neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city, and they shall run upon the wall, and they shall climb up upon the houses, they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. It says, the earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining, right? Then the earth. Isaiah 24 and 20. It says, Isaiah 24 and 20, the earth shall roll to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be remove like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Right? So that's basically because of nuclear missiles hitting Babylon the Great. That great destruction on all those nuclear missiles, basically the whole earth was going to have an earthquake, basically. And once again, we got U.S. moves forces closer to Israel and Lebanon amid concerns of an escalating cross-border fire, right? And basically, scriptures talk about at least the flock drawing them out. So that's another sign of that also happening. Slowly but surely, Babylon has been drawn over there to the Middle East, and once again, the Middle East is being prepared for war. So with that, I want to say shalom. I hope you guys find peace from the video. Shalom, shalom for that.